One of the more specific stories that a song came together that I've ever experienced. But basically, I was on the East Coast making music with a couple friends, and my friend Lauren was living on the West Coast in California, and she was going through a really tough time. It was sort of this really long ongoing thing, and she would call me every once in a while to vent. I would sort of hear her out and try to take her mind off things and cheer her up and just try to be there for her. But it was really hard to do from such a distance and through her phone. And there was a certain point where I just felt like I didn't know what to do. So I said to her, if I can't be there with you physically, like if I can't be there, I guess all I can do is cry with you. And she was immediately like, you should make that a song. And I was like, okay, I will. I said bye and wrote the song. Cry With You is definitely on the sadder side of things, and it's also very reminiscent of my older music. I would say the rest of the album is like a solid mix of the previous 3 singles. It was really hard at first. There were like 4 or 5 months where I couldn't really write anything that felt like a step forward. Everything was like I was sort of in the same place, and I kept making songs and I would send them to my friends and to my team, and they'd be like, this sounds like it belongs on Love Is Not Dying. And I was like, yeah, that's not what I'm trying to do. So I just don't think it's fun to make the same album over and over again. A lot of it came from introspection and spending a lot of time with myself and like learning more about myself, and also starting to prioritize like connections and friendships when you don't get to really see people. Yeah, it's just a lot of thinking, and I didn't experience that many new things, but I think that's why it's coming across as more mature, because I've spent more time like marinating and analyzing and learning from things instead of writing about them right after they happen when the emotions are really raw. I mean, I loved making so many of these, but maybe the first song, I-70, was like my favorite because it's so different. But I also loved making Don't Come Over, I'm an Asshole, and No One Hates You Like I Do. Those are probably like my 3 favorites to make. Don't Come Over, I'm an Asshole is like one of my favorites to listen to. It's just so like fun and smooth and like very different, but in a way that makes a lot of sense with the other stuff that I've made in the past. I would say maybe Deep End is like a really classic me song, sort of like. That was one of the first ones I did for the album too, and it's like the perfect mix of old me, like Love Is Not Dying me, and then Crusher me. Yeah, I think the toughest song to write was one called Sex and Cigarettes. Wrote it like it was going to be on Love Is Not Dying, but I just had no idea how to finish it, and I rewrote it like a bunch of times and like had a couple people help me with it, and it took so long to get together. Eventually I just figured it out. It's like a really chill, like the lyrics are just insane. It's very, almost reminds me of like All the Kids Are Depressed in how specific the lyrics are to what the song is about, except it's got like a really dark undertone, even darker than All the Kids Are Depressed. It's been such a long time coming. I, like worked on it so hard and then let it go, and then have so many other things to work on, whether it's like the album visuals or touring or a lot of behind the scenes stuff and dealing with like COVID and how to keep people safe, and it's just been a whirlwind. So it's not really hitting me until tonight when I've had to talk about the album so much, but I'm just really, really excited to share it with everyone. The reason we're all here is connection and relationships and friendships. Happiness is only real when it's shared. Yeah, I don't know, I think like my brain gets really jumbled with having music as a career. There are just so many different things to stay on top of, and it gets a little isolating from friends because you're on a completely different schedule than everyone else. So I have to really make a conscious effort to like keep in touch with people, and yeah, just call your friends. That's my own. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me, and thank you guys for supporting the music and everything thus far. It really means a lot to me, and I hope to meet some of you guys in the near future when I get over there.